In this video, I want to talk about why men are failing in relationships with women. Now, what women like to do is test the man early on in the relationship to see how they react. Whether that's fair or unfair, that's just what women like to do because they want to see if they can trust this guy, if he's emotionally dependent, if he's stable, and if he's not reacting to every move she makes. Because there's a lot of guys out there that have beta energy. The biggest thing I believe is why men fail in relationships. It goes back to the parents. You see, if you grew up in a single parent household where your dad wasn't around, maybe he was there, but he wasn't present, and you lacked these masculine tools, and you grew up in an environment where your mom nurtured you, you had a good relationship with her, but the relationship with your dad was rocky or he was just never around. What's going to happen is when you become an adult, you're going to go through some growing pains because you have these feminine traits that you've learned from your mom, but you don't have enough masculine traits. So when you went into adulthood and you had a relationship with a woman, you noticed it was very chaotic for you. You were very anxious. You had these tendencies where you got attached too quickly and she pulled away. And you were frustrated because you thought, well, if I'm a nice guy, if I please her, she'll come to me. And it doesn't work that way. The problem is you didn't have a strong man in your life. So I would challenge you to at least work on your relationship with your father. I know that's an unpopular opinion. It might be something you don't hear about in culture today, but I believe this is one of the main reasons why men fail in relationships with a woman because they didn't have a man to teach them about masculine energy, to teach them that you need to work hard, that you need to work on your purpose, that you need to be the provider of your household. When these things weren't passed down, they went into adulthood, or we went to adulthood, and we went through growing pains. I went through this myself. It took me a while to figure out what I wanted to do for a career. It really did because, my dad and I are good now, but there was a time in my life where I had to go through some stuff and it wasn't easy. Obviously, working on that relationship has made me better today. But if you've been struggling keeping a woman in your life, you can look at the root and notice that, man, me and my dad aren't good. So I would just work on that relationship. That's the first thing you got to do. Another big factor is the age of technology. We have access to a lot of information, but we struggle to focus our mind on the right applications. So what happens is we have this information in front of us, but we don't know how to properly apply it. It's great that we have a phone that we can go and Google something and get an answer. The problem is that we can get distracted as well. Text messages, phone calls, apps on our phones, like games or movies, TV shows. Like there's a lot of things in front of us. I'm not against relaxing. Don't get me wrong. Watching movies, TV shows, I got nothing wrong with that. But there has to be a proper balance here. You see, if we're not reading enough books, if we're not networking with friends, if we're not building relationships, then it's going to stunt our growth. And what happens in relationships with women is we're not doing enough personal development. And because we have all this technology in front of us, we just don't know how to set up boundaries over it. Another thing about the age of technology is women have access to more resources. They're on social media. So they see a lot of different things. They know what a beta male is and an alpha male is. They know the differences in their tendencies. They Google things just like us. So when they have this information and you're trying to present yourself as a strong masculine man, you're facing an uphill battle if you haven't done your homework. That's why you got to work on yourself. That's why you have to continue to go after your goals so you stand out from the crowd. And the last reason why we fail is we don't have a blueprint. I think of it like a compass. It goes north, it goes south, it goes west, and goes east. Well, if we don't know which direction we're going in, it's going to hurt us in these relationships. So we have to figure out, okay, I didn't have these traits as a kid. What can I do to be a better man? What can I do to level up today? What kind of accountability should I seek after? You see, when we start asking the right questions and we have a compass that can point us in the right direction, well, then we're going to end up in a place where a woman is going to find us attractive. We're going to be strong. We're going to be confident. Are we going to be perfect? No. But she's going to notice I can trust this guy. He's got a lot to offer, and I want a relationship with him. One of the most important traits you can learn to give you more success in relationships is indifference. You see, indifference means that you're even keel. You don't get too high or too low. You don't overreact to her behaviors or her emotions. You learn to just remain still, be calm, especially in circumstances where things are out of your control. You guys might go through things where you have to be emotionally strong. You have to be the leader of the household. So if you can be indifferent and learn to manage those emotions that you want to say something, but you know it's not the right thing to say, it's going to give you a superpower, in my opinion. So learn about the power of indifference because it will really help you with your relationship with your girlfriend or your wife. Hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Thanks for sticking to the end. Love to hear your thoughts on how you've handled your failures in relationships with women, what you've done to improve. Also, go check out my other video where I talk about why women find high value men more attractive. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.